Good evening. Amazing. Yeah, I have no idea what it does if you kick somebody out of, well, I guess I know now, but like, I had no idea. Okay, here's what we're doing tonight. Last time, we designed ourselves a kill chamber for drowned. 120,000 drowned per hour. And we designed an item eater. Now we have to do something with more 300,000 items. It's okay, Alyssa. We have to do something with more than 300,000 items that we're eating. We need to collect the copper. We need to collect the nautilus shells, because why the hell not? We need to collect the tridents. Thank you, Joe. That was necessary. But yes, we need to collect we need to collect copper, we need to collect nautilus shells, we need to collect tridents, and the rest of it we need to burn. So, let's get back to it. Here's where we were last time, and the first thing we actually need to do is a little bit of a retrofit, because we had the problem that if the drowned survived the fall, they would run around and wreak havoc. And that works fine in creative because I can just slash kill them. In survival, it's going to be a problem. So, we actually need to raise this up so there's a 25 block drop to kill the drowned. I think 25 blocks is enough. I think. A job for a hoglin pit. Okay. Okay. Yes, but like that's where our items are gonna be, and I would like to not have to go into a hoglin pit to get my items. Thank you very much. Okay. Let's see. I want to do. Let's see. Let's just copy. This. Go up 25 blocks to. Oops. Let's see. We had 14.5, so that would be 19.5, 39.5. Let's see. That should be good. Valheim had mobs from different biomes fight to the death, and it was very entertaining. You can do that in Minecraft. Builds character, yeah. Okay. The other thing I want to try having cobwebs. Because the armor stand sits here, so we want the cobwebs here. Because what I want to try to do is prevent having the drop themselves get caught in the cobwebs, because that way they'll fall more evenly. And we won't have to worry about collecting multiple stacks at once. Yes. A lot of them. Shulkers will attack snow golems. Snow golems will attack... I'm not sure which shoots first. Yeah, Vex, I'm gonna try to avoid stack separation sorting. Might have to do it, but I'm gonna try to avoid it. Okay, let's see. Summon armor stands at 724.0. We're at 34.0 negative 20 21.7. There we go. Armor stands. Well, thanks for being here anyway, Vex. I appreciate it. Alrighty. I think what we're gonna do, because now we have to get the signal all the way down there, we're just gonna use wallstone. I've never used wallstone before, so this will be new for me. Your graciousness knows no bounds, Vex. Cool. And then if I do... I mean, it's a little bit awkward, but I can do... I'm gonna observe it here. How am I gonna fit it in? That's the thing. I think it actually has to be on this side. Yeah. Oh, that didn't work. I think I'm unfamiliar with how wallstone works. Because what it's supposed to do, once I connect this, it should fill in all of these, and then this would change its north state to up, and the observer would detect that. It doesn't seem to have happened, though. I don't know my wallstone. Look at the wiki. Walls can be used to give block updates to other walls under. When it connects to another block, the walls under the connector wall will change the block state that controls its center post to the same state as the wall above. If the wall above makes the wall below rise its top on any two opposite sides, which can be detected by an observer. So do I then have to have I do have to have this? Is that what it is? No. If the wall above makes the wall below rise its top on any two opposite. Would have to be all the way. There. No? No, that didn't do it. Oh. Welcome to Ox doesn't know how to do wallstone, and thought she knew how. I mean, I can do that, but it doesn't update anything. Okay. Oh, hey, y'all have been on the black screen all the time. Let's cheat, shall we? Let's look up Boston.
Hey everyone, today I want to talk a little bit about walls in Minecraft, and I'm not talking about using them for some sort of fencing in animals or using them as decorative blocks. Today we're going to be talking about their use as a redstone. So to start off, how are walls even used in redstone? Well, the thing is if we look at all the block states using this mod I have, you can see
Welcome
that
in,
they have
Team
a
Ask.
ton.
Good to see you.
They have an
I thought I knew
east
how to do
configuration, a
redstone.
north.
I thought I knew how to do wallstone, but I didn't, so we're looking it up.
Greetings, everybody. Cub
Oops.
here.
Hey everyone, today I want to talk a little bit. So to start off, how are walls even used in redstone? Well, the thing is if we look at all the block states using this mod I have, you can see that they have a ton. They have an east configuration, a north, a south, an up, a waterlogged, and a west, and most of these configurations have 2 to 3 options. Walls are really adaptive. They change a ton based on what they're connected to, what other walls are around them, and by manipulating these sort of things, we can sort of access this new niche form of redstone that a lot of people like to call wallstone. And when it comes to accessing all these different block states, we really only care about 3 main categories. How walls interact with the sides of things, how they interact with the tops of things, so this sort of trapdoor causes this wall on its top to be slightly lengthened, that's a change we can detect, as well as how walls interact with each other to form this sort of central pillar. And that's what you mainly see this being used for, to create really long, instantaneous vertical wires. We'll also talk about some other really weird niche interactions, as well as questionably relevant things that are kind of in the same vein.
Interesting. Okay, so if I do... Oh, we can actually have this pull double duty because we could have... Yeah, okay. If we just have the wall be part of the wall, then that makes things easy. Eve, why do you wish that the thing that I'm doing didn't work? You're supposed to be on my side right now, and I'm not feeling a lot of support. Okay. If I put glass all the way up, then by doing this, then I can then stick an observer here. Fair enough, okay. I don't know though, a nice textured wall can look cool sometimes. Let's do that. And then if we just do a... we do no block. And this one blocks. Then stepping on the pressure plate should turn that off. Which it absolutely did not do. I thought so, Eve. Well, why didn't that work? Because, like... triggering the observer does do the thing. Why did that do? Oh, I know why. Okay. Okay, so if the observer fires, then that will start. But if we are... Interesting. See, and we wouldn't want this anyway, because our items have to fall down, and we can't have them falling here, so... Back to the drawing board.
So first, side connections. Walls like to connect to essentially any full block face, as well as some notable exceptions, but generally you're going to be dealing with how trapdoors interact with the sides of walls when you open and close them. You're probably mostly going to be using side wall stone, essentially only in situations where things are getting really compact and you need a way of transferring a signal through somewhere without modifying a lot of components around you. And it becomes especially obvious how versatile walls are because you can definitely maneuver your walls, doors, and trapdoors in a bunch of different ways to create really weird signal pathways. The last thing I'll mention is that you can actually also use fences and glass panes for this specific situation, but the difference they have with walls is that they aren't affected by stuff happening above them. So if you only want this functionality, you can use what I guess is called fence stone or glass pane stone. It doesn't really have the same ring to it. It's also possible that I'm probably going insane because of how many times I've said wallstone, and maybe wallstone also sounds weird. Then we sort of have the top contact thingy, and this is basically when walls detect that there's a top solid surface above them, and then they change to sort of lie flush with that top solid surface. You'll basically never use this, it's super niche, and you'll probably end up using these things over here more if you want to transfer signals downwards. But the one other neat application of this is it doesn't have to be a perfectly flat top surface.
Oh, I
It can
wonder
be the
if the
top surface
observer
of
has to be
another
on
wall.
the same side as the...
If we combine the knowledge from
trapdoor.
these side connections and provide a side connection to this wall above this one, it actually formulates a top surface for this bottom one to stick to in this tiny corner here, which allows for some downwards transmission. Except for in this incredibly weird use case where you might use doors and this mechanic to create a pretty fast downward signal transfer, you're never going to use this, but it's good to keep in your back pocket anyways. Okay, now we get to the last section. This is where the fun stuff begins, because this is talking about how walls interact with each other to form these long pillar connections, as so, and for some reason in the game's block states, these are called up. As you can see, it says up true in the middle there. I have no idea why the hell they named it that. I'd rather assume that Mojang has no
Okay, so I
idea what it's doing
think
when it comes to naming.
the trapdoor and the observer have to be on the same side. But we can effectively choose whatever side we want for this. And so we choose this one, for example. I truly did not expect this to be the long part of the stream, but then again, streams never go how you expect. Okay, so then we can just make the trapdoor open this way. And we can put really any block here. That was frustrating. Okay, but if I do... Okay, so this one has the state. Oh, I think the wall, so okay. I think the wall has to be below the observer. Right, okay. So if we do... Oh, that makes it even easier. Okay, because we can just do that. Boom. And there we go. We have ourselves finished the last few layers of another amethyst, so hooray freedom. Thank you for your sacrifice, Eve. I appreciate it. I don't know the number of hours we're going to spend on this farm versus the number of hours we could spend just mining in your base to get the copper. I don't think it's going to pay off anytime soon, but this is still fun to do. Okay, now we have our switch. Next, we need to build up the... Go away. That should be fine. It should. Although it does create a problem because any... Having this high up doesn't even help us that much because... if they fall in the slime block, they're going to be fine. And the slime block is extended half of the time, so we might have a problem. But what I can do is I can put a trapdoor here. Well, I guess technically I had once. Just another leaf block here. At least that'll prevent this. Yeah. That'll prevent the mobs from moving. And then we can't have a leaf block here, but we can have walls. And now any mobs that are in here will be trapped. Cool. Which technically means we don't have to have it be all the way up. And we don't really get much benefit from doing so. I agree, but I think it's worth doing for its own sake. That's how I feel about most farms. So the question is, do we even want to bother with this if we have... if half the mobs that fall down are going to survive anyway? Of course, we could also easily fix that, because we can just put a block here. And the slide block will pull that back and forth, and then if the mobs fall on it, they'll die. Let's just test that still works. Perfect. That's not so perfect. Let's not do that. That's okay, we now have a way to kill all the mobs. So let's put these on. And we'll be ready for storage, I think. Let's test them out to actually die first. You know, I should be using tinted glass just for style, but I think we're gonna be sick of it. And I think you would murder me. I don't feel like getting murdered, so we're gonna use regular glass. Safety first, but not for drowns. It's the obvious. It's the opposite of call an ambulance, but not for me. Okay. In that case, first of all, let's just start the farm and see if they die. Well, they're cramming. We'll get rid of the, get rid of these just for the moment. And try again. Cool, they're dying. And if we do this, do any survive? No, but we're leaking a lot of items. Probably because they just throw the items when they die, so that's okay, because this is just, ooh, that's not good. The babies are surviving. With quite a bit of health too. How are they doing that? I wonder if they're... I wonder if they're surviving because the game actually moves. When this block gets retracted, hang on, let's see if it happens again. Oh, that's how. That's how, because the chickens, they're fighting the chickens down. That's what's happening. And then they would just be glitching through the wall, which we can probably fix with... It's raining drowned. Okay. We could potentially put... If we put a slab here, and this one is more difficult because we can't use a full block because it'll block the items from going across, and we can't use anything that's gonna be pulled back by the honey. So we have very limited options here. In fact, I can't think of any. And also, this is gonna get pulled by the honey. It's true, TMS. I think this may just be survivable no matter what. We could try to use, like... Because if they fall on the honey block... Oh, they're falling on the honey block. What if we did... this? Would that fix it? Oops. I think they're just falling on the honey block. I think that's why. Okay, so we'll give this a minute to see if any zombies are going to come through, and while that's going, we're going to put some lava around this just to kill the slimes. So we would need... just yeet! Oh, this is amazing. Okay. Are there any babies? I mean, there's chickens. The chickens are getting eaten. That should be okay because we'll kill them, but... I love this thing so much. Okay. Let's do... this. And this. This is just ridiculous to me that we have to do this, but... do... There. Now we have space to catch slimes. It really is, Eva. It really is. Okay. So that can actually be closer than we thought. We don't need it to be here. We can just have it be here. In fact, we can have it be here. And then... So this is going to be pause 1. And this will be pause 2. There we go. Now any slimes that fall out, we will simply, they'll get a nice dinner of mac and cheese is what I'm trying to say. That should be enough to kill the slimes. It looks ridiculous, but it'll work. Let's kill the slimes and see if we get any more. Fire equals slime. Okay, no more slimes. Look at all the Nautilus shells. This is more Nautilus shells than anyone can reasonably use in their lifetime. Okay, I think we're on to a winner. That is something a British person would say, I think. It's certainly something Mojambo says. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to yoink this up a little bit just to... expand 1 to the south. Oh shit. Cut. And go up like 6. or 7. Okay. We'll just do that. Because we want plenty of room to work. And so we're going to summon our armor stand now. That's height of 43. Perfect. Maybe. Not quite working. I think it. Okay, cool. Now then, what we should do. Oh boy. Eat. Let's put some uppers. One, two, three. And then these are going to go into a crafter. And the crafter is going to be... I think we can do it like this. So if we do that, that. Hopper. And crafter. It is Eve. You've correctly identified it as crafting time. Okay. Now we can do a standard item filter that isn't standard at all because the crafter's in the way. So we need to fix that. But we can do... We can change this layout. We can do... this instead. And... Yep, okay. Crafter... That's a regular crafting table. And then if we were to do that... Now we have the problem that we can build our swords here, but there's no place to take an compared output from the crafter. Although it's there are other ways to do this. Because let's make ourselves a standard item filter here so we can see where it is, and then we can work on what comes next. Repeaters. Let's shut this up. Holding the whole design in your mind's eye does seem a little annoying, I suppose. Okay. So there's our filters. We need 3 of them. And then somewhere in this mess there has to be a crafter. And I'd like it to be as high up as possible for storage purposes. I wonder, let's... Yes, the top hoppers are going to be filtered, yes. That's what this is doing. Okay, so... I mean, we can be ridiculous here. We can do that. Let's see, we'd want to do this and that. And then we could have a comparator. And we can freaking cheat here. Because when the crafter spits out its item, it'll go right on top of the hopper. And it'll get sucked up right through the comparator. And then we can put this here. And let's see, these can't be quasi-powered, so we'd have to power this block. Which would mean doing that, and because redstone doesn't have a hitbox, the items will flow just fine. Now the question is... this has to be a solid block. And if it's a solid block, then I can't put a chest here because then you won't be able to open the chest. Hmm. I mean, we could use like barrels or something, but I feel like Vex would, if he were still here, Vex would be upset with me for this. It's jank as hell, but it'll work. Okay, hang on a second. Let's just try, because I don't think this will work, but it's worth a shot. So if I throw a bunch of this in here, comparator turns on, this does not. Okay. So then all we need is, well, several things, but I mean, technically, there's no reason we can't just do. Oops. There's no reason we can't just do that. And then that. And that's even jankier. We can then have a stack of chests. Just like here. This is very purpose built. Okay. Not very generic, but for this specific situation, it works. 2, 3, 4, 5. And then all we need is a level 7 or level 8. What am I saying? I need a level 9. Output here. We can just do that by disabling the slots. And then a comparator. Okay, and then when this fills with copper, so... No, Eva does not have any hitbox. Okay. Copper ingot. And let's see, we'll use carpets for the filter items. And then we can just dump in a bunch of copper, and it should work. It'll slightly slow down this filter, but it should be okay, because we only have 20,000 items per second. Or per hour. Okay, cool. We're crafting copper. How many copper making cells? Just one, because we can feed all 3 hoppers. We're producing about 20,000 copper per hour, a little bit more, and 3 hoppers, assuming we feed the items evenly, can handle up to... Yes, under the sun, I did say that. Thank you. No, it's 20,000 items per hour. 20,000 items per hour that we're going to be filtering. And 3 each hopper can handle 9,000, so as long as we're reasonably stable with our input, this could handle 27,000. We're only going to be putting in 21 or 22, so we should be good. And then we can just do that. And can't do that. Okay. Please hold. There we go. More chests. These will be full of nautilus shells. So 27,000 items per hour. 27,000 copper items per hour, ingots. That's 3,000 copper blocks per hour, or about 1 double chest, a little bit less. So we could run this farm for 5 or 6 hours without running out of space. This will be for nautilus shells, which we will have entirely too many of. Need the torch. There we go, torch. Under the Sun, I started in 2012, so it's been about 12 years, but off and on during that time. Like, happened like 100% of the time, so. Someday, maybe for some kind of celebration or something, we'll do a tour of my very oldest worlds. I do a combination, so I'd like to do redstone, and I like to do building, and I like to make them fit together. So, like, I have a base that's a city, and every building in the city contains a farm, or almost every building, and they're also themed after the farm. So, the library is a sugarcane farm because the sugarcane makes paper. Okay. And then what we're going to do just temporarily is Pioneer. Just temporarily, we're going to put these here and this here. Carpet. Copper counter's on. Copper counter's true. Counters cyan reset. And this will just tell us what's escaping the filters. Yeah, under the sun. I might do like a full base tour because we're coming up on the 4th anniversary of me being on the server. So we might do a base tour. Maybe. But not today. So let's see. We want to we do eat. So this is just going to tell us what's making it past the filters, and we can verify that there's no copper. Cobwebs. We'll start them there and see if that works. I don't actually know. Is 200 a monkey? Maybe. I think that's as good a guess as any. Let's actually double check this. So we're going to refresh our memory on how sweeping edge works. Sweeping edge increases the damage of the mobs. Yes, yes. What's the range? All enemies within a 1 by 0.25 by 1 block area of any part of the attacked mob. Okay. Whose feet are at most 3 blocks away from the player's feet. So I think if we put this here, we'll be okay. Actually, we can even put them, because if their feet are here, we can start hurting them. If their feet are here, we can start hurting them because our feet are down here. And we want to hurt them. Okay, so this would be the point when we start hurting them. So we want the cobwebs. We're going to try with the cobwebs here. We want them to fall partway through the cobweb before we start hurting them. And the reason for that is so that their items don't get caught. So let's hope this works. Looting 3. Game mode 200. Game mode survival 200. Let's give them regeneration. I'll have to put a beacon in, but why are you taking damage? Are you just hungry? As long as you have regeneration, you'll be okay. Alright, let's do this. Why are you not? Okay, I think we need to kill 200. And the reason for that is to reset its hunger. Slime. Observer. Other observer. No. Other observer, no. Okay, fine. Observer. Damn. What's the problem with making this a bit stateful? Okay. You're there, you're there, and okay. Layer 200, spawned. Okay, so the sword is definitely taking damage. Enchant, that's mending. And breaking. Layer 200 use interval 11. Oops. Layer 200 stop. Layer 200 attack interval 11. God damn it, it's in creative mode. Game mode 11. And survival 11. Game mode survival 200. And then some of the armor stand. There. Okay. Now, let's try the fun. Okay, no items are falling, and that means They're still getting stuck. Okay. And if that's the case, then we should lower the cobwebs to here. I think they're still trying to identity cramming rather than because we are not getting the items that we should be. Additionally, the items are not being aligned. If they are spending too much time in the cobweb before they get in range of the player, which means they're dying to identity cramming instead of being murdered. We are not reliably pushing the items anymore. Like, we're aligning some of them, but not all of them. And the reason for that is not entirely clear to me, but I think that what we can do is the problem is we can't put a full block here. Like, we can put that one there, but that'll catch the items. What else is an option here? We need something that won't be pushed by the slime. Or won't be pulled by the honey. We could do a chest, but then the hopper won't pick up. So we need something without an inventory. We could do a cake, but the hitbox for a cake is pretty short. Yes, Eve, because even if we move these one block over, it's not the leaf being on top of the hopper that prevents it being picked up. It's that the leaf has to, the item has to be partially on top of this block, and so the leaf will prevent that from happening. Let's try with the cake and see what happens. Cake. don't know that that's going to help, but it might give us some useful information. Okay, so there is a possibility that do we want to turn this into a chicken farm? I don't think we do, but okay. Just throwing experience at me. Okay, let's take a look at the wiki again. Let's do slime. Pistons. Okay. So Java Edition. These cannot be bootstrap poles. Grindstone, interesting. What about a beacon? I believe a beacon is a full block, so we want a partial block, but one that'll keep the items in place. And we can't use anything with with a inventory because it'll be on top of the hopper. We could do cannot be pulled. So these are things that can't be pulled. What options? Decorated pot that has an inventory. Hmm. Okay, Eve, you might have been onto something because what we can do is we can take everything here and we can push it over one block, and then let's see. And haste. Okay. And then if we do ice, and then we can put a chest here and it'll work. Beautiful. Hopefully that fixes it. No, it's still eating them with the honey block, which it shouldn't do. I wonder if it's actually eating them with the stone block. And if we could fix that with... I think it's the stone block doing that. Because if the item gets pushed with the stone block before it gets fully onto the honey block, that's what'll happen. And then we can eat it out this way. Oh boy. So much experience. So if we do... The goal here was just to make sure that any mob that fell on would die. So... maybe there's another way to do that. Or like... what's the size of an item? Oops. The item entity has a height of 1/4 of a block. So we can't use stairs necessarily. There we go, that better? We could potentially use a slab or a trapdoor. Which would still guarantee the death of any mob to fall. But... yeah, it's occasional. It would be a lot less likely to eat items. Or we could do... yeah, if we do a trapdoor here. And then we do lime block. Maybe that'll solve our problem. Okay, let's hide this person from guests real quick. Just in case. Because I would hate to have a guest ruin my day. So we get that, and then... Okay. Oh, and this thing. It really is easy. Do you know where the gas sound came from? So the composer of the original music from Minecraft, the guy's C418, and it's his cat. That's the gas noise. We are still eating items when we should not be, and I think the chest, though, will fix this bit. Kill the items. Reset the counters. Counter cyan reset. And what we're interested in is, does any copper end up in these? Counter cyan. A little bit. I think we just got some more. Yeah, okay, that's unacceptable. Okay. It's as I feared. So what's happening here is that our copper is coming in at a rate that 3 hoppers could handle, but because it's coming in large batches, the hoppers can't pick all of it up. And this means we may be forced to do stack sorting instead of... Unless we did, like... Oh, what happened here? That could explain it. Hang on. Please hold. That did not paste correctly. Repeater. Maybe if we actually had item filters, we get more copper. Okay, so far we have some copper blocks. We have nautilus shells. This is gonna fill up really quickly. um. Okay. Counter cyan reset. And then let's do this. And see what happens. Oops. So far, so good. No copper. Yes, that does appear to be the case. Thank you, Eve. No copper yet. Okay, we're gonna let this run for a minute, and while we let it run, we are going to put in the last little bit of this piece, which is... Hate it. Hate that I can't do that. Okay. 1, 2... 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Alright. Hoppers. And then what we're gonna have is a lace in here, and we're gonna put a slab. Where are you, slab? Here you are. That's not what I wanted. Well, that's a terrible noise. Also, this is not an ideal situation. We have problems. Okay. Let's add a little command block here to kill the experience orbs. Oops. Done. That's better. Okay. And we could do stairs here. That might work. I feel like at this moment I am learning a lot of lessons that others have learned before me, but I am learning them now. Okay, let's put this up above and have a piston facing into it. And the lay spawn egg and redstone block. Damn. Okay, 1 second. Slab. Glass. Glass here to keep it inside, and then we can spawn the lay and push that in there. And this one, good, the lay can knock it out. So trident. Give the trident to the lay. And then what we can do is we can have a note block. And up there, and what the hell is happening? Then this is truly cursed, but we can do more slabs. And just yoink us all the way over. And full block. That should cause the lay to drop the tridents. Yes, it did. It's working. Okay, so we missed one trident, but that's okay, because I don't think we need to get all of them. Counter cyan. No copper after all this time. Any additional tridents? Yes, that is working. We don't have any extra copper though. That's because Okay, so something else is wrong because that was not working. Um, in case that happens again, what we can do is we can replace this with a piston. And have it. Do that, and then that's a bit of a problem. One that we can solve here if we just piston. It crafted some trapdoors, which is interesting. Or we could just accept that this has the possibility of backend, because I feel like that's much more viable. Overall. Just do that. I really hate that I did not copy and paste correctly. So then we just have to keep this empty. There we go, that's better. And now it will... Okay. Oh my. Counter cyan. Okay, I think we're good. I think this is functional. So let's do a little trick here. We need to kill the experience. So let's add a couple of more of these just to make sure we're getting everything. And at the end of the line, we burn. So, voila. I said, okay, that's not a good idea then. What we need is actually go to that and then do sand. We'll put a cactus. There we go. Eleanor Shellstop's file. What's up with these? Okay. We're still losing some items, so let's add more hoppers, just because we have to make sure. We want to make sure we're not losing any copper is the big thing. And the cactus. And the cactus will kill the XP orbs, and that way we don't have to worry about it. We have quite a few tridents. And no small amount of copper. Okay, so we should be expecting about 3,000 copper per hour, and that is so that's still happening. Because of course, the honey can pull the items. The honey can pull the items through the stairs. And that's really frustrating. And having a full block here solves the problem, but it introduces a new one. Because okay, here's the thing. If we have a full block here, then it can push the items out. And if it pushes the items out, then we have a problem. Because sometimes they'll get yeeted this way. They'll get yeeted out in front of this block, and then this will yeet them this way, and then they go over here. Which is not what we want. I wonder if we can instead Let's see. We would need a full block. And then this here. And then a slab. Does that work? This one appears to not be working at all anymore. Interesting. That go. Try this one more time. No, that's just not going to work. Oh, who knew eating items would be so difficult? I mean, it was working perfectly yesterday. The problem is that we have to make sure the mobs die if they fall. And the only way to do that is to okay, so this way all the mobs have a solid surface to land on, but they can get yeeted, so what about... What about alternate methods of killing mobs? Trouble is, it'd have to be something that doesn't kill items. Or, this is even simpler, we could do... Instead of that, we could do this, which technically I am going to allow myself a target block for this situation. Now, this is too high up to yeet. Hopefully the mobs still die. And let's have one in its populating. Stop. Oops, they're 200. Stop. Please hold. There we go. So what are those items doing? Why are they hanging out there? They're hanging out where they're always on top of one block or the other. And that will do. Okay, because if they fall in the middle, then okay, let's stop. This is so freaking difficult. What about... I mean, we could always raise this up one more. And then it's all that problem. But... would also make life a little bit more difficult, but... so this needs to be a leaf block. This can be a glass block. And then if we put in a piston in the solid block, get rid of that, and then do target block. And node block. What have you done now? Why have you not timered? Why did this go away? Okay, let's start the farm. it does seem that entity cramming is reliably killing the mobs, which is also not exactly what we want. Hang on, there are a few falling through. Maybe? Hang on, we can test this. Ground spawner. If we spawn this right below the cobwebs, then we can verify that it's still telling us to kill them. Okay, this does appear to be reliable, so if anything gets through the entity cramming, it'll die. Also, we shouldn't get any more anything holding on to items. So, okay. Let us die and reset. And let's try again. Just had to change 5 bandages? Eve, what did you do to yourself? I can't say I recommend getting 5 cuts either. And I am a streamer, so I have an authority on everything, and you should listen to me. How long have I been streaming? Just a couple of weeks, and yeah, I'm new to it, but I'm having a lot of fun. Okay. Counter cyan. No copper yet, which is good. But also no copper in the... Just various injuries? Like, when did this happen, Eve? Yeah, we don't seem to be getting any... There we go. There we go. Okay. So it just drops a stack when it has one. But man, that is not very much copper. I wonder... Here. Start lifetime track and we'll see if any of them are dying to entity cramming. One was changing the brakes, 2 were doctors, and 2 were at work this week. Damn. Have you considered not having working brakes? That seems like your best course of action. always make a compelling argument. By the way, I don't have alerts on this channel because I haven't figured out how I want them to be yet, but I do want to thank Under the Sun for following like an hour ago. Lifetime tracking stop. This will tell us what's happening with these mobs. Lifetime tracking stop. Okay, so the drowned are dying. Half of them are dying to cramming. Okay. The way that we could do this... The way we could deal with that is we move the... We move these... Okay. Up. So I think they were here. We're gonna put them here. And that way, the drowned will die sooner before they start cramming. And then we should just make sure that the drowned still die when they get down there. Okay, this, cross your fingers, should work. Eve, question. Is my audio and my video desynced on your end? My one coworker dropped a thing on my leg, which accounts for the dumbest cut. Have you considered not having coworkers? Okay, cool. Glad it's not, Eve. And we do seem to be running at full speed now, so let's see if we're losing any copper. Okay, a tiny bit. Let's see if we lose any more substantial copper. In fact, we can tick warp this. So this is a cool little trick that we can do when we think a farm is stable and we want to see how it behaves over time. We can do tick, and this used to be a carpet feature, but it's built into Minecraft now because Nembon got fired a million. So we can just do tick sprint, and we can say we want to do this for 60 seconds. Or let's do it for 1 day. Log DPS. And now you can see we're running quite fast. Under the sun, multitasking with a Twitch stream is the best thing to do. I do it all the time. So this is going to complete. We can go ahead and check now. So far, only 2 copper ingots. So it looks like copper is going to get picked up very rarely. We're getting almost all of it in. We're dropping it on the floor. It's what we're doing with it. Not ideal. Hang on. Counter cyan reset. And then here's what we're also going to do. We are going to do this, and then do brown wool for copper. And we should be seeing copper at about 1/9 of our rates, which this is pretty close. Counter cyan? Okay. We are getting somewhere. Yeah, Eve, I appreciate it. Lurking is the best. Yes. So here we're designing this, and then it's going to be built on a multiplayer server in survival. While we're running this, I will show you the overworld side. TP 100. So this is the overworld side. We have a river biome that is entirely taken up with drowned spawning chambers, which we've light suppressed to allow the drowned to spawn. This is going to be a pain in the ass to build, but build it we will. And so this is all water on top of soul sands, and so the drowned immediately go up and into the portals, and then they all go through the one portal in the nether. And we do appear to be losing some items through the portal, as well as some drowned. Babies are, I don't know, babies. Especially when they come up here and, oh dear. Come on, come on. I cannot get through this portal. Okay. There we go. Oh, it's broken. That's not good. Oh, it's not broken? Then it's off. Okay. Darn babies. Okay. Move to where we're supposed to be. Let's stop the farm. Tick. Sprint. Stop. Normal speed. Stop the farm. So we can't have babies going back to the portal, and the reason we can't have babies going back through the portal is because they got popped out. Which we can technically solve easier in the overworld than here. Player 200. Spawn. No, hang on. Player 200 spawn. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We are gonna make this 1 block deeper. Because I have a plan. So if I make this 1 block deeper, and then I get in there and I remove all of these blocks. Eve. Hang on, I'll explain in a second. Oops. Let's get out of here. Okay. What I'm doing is I'm making the lava deeper, and what I'm actually going to do is remove it first. Because if I remove the lava, then I can see what I'm doing. Okay. Go there. Now we can just pull this back by 1. Which I'm doing manually for the fun of it. Not because I don't know how to reuse world edit. Oh yeah, lava sucks. Like, even creative, it sucks. Alright. But here's the idea. Our lava can serve two purposes. So if we put lava here, then we can put oops, not you. Trapdoors here. And okay. Wow, I could have just gone out the ceiling, but I didn't. To the legs. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Once I do the same thing that I did a couple of nights ago. Actual turtle egg, not a turtle spawn egg. But if I put turtle eggs here, then the adults won't be able to see them, the babies will, and they'll die in the lava. Because the lava goes in right here, and here, and here. And it wouldn't hurt to have it, because I think they can see through the fluids. So if we put the lava here, then they'll have to go through it to get to the eggs. That way, babies will not go back through the portal. We hope. Oh dear. Okay. Game mode. Survival, 200. And then do, spawn the armor stand. There's like 200 commands back at this point. There. Thanks, no kill. Good to see you. Right now, we have a sorting system that's capable of... We'll go back to the overworld in a bit and see if there's any waiting there. Anyway, welcome in. We have a sorting system. So, copper is being sorted in these 3 hoppers. Nautilus shells are being sorted here. Tridents are being grabbed by an allay. And then these hoppers are just to check with carpet mud whether we're getting anything past these. And so far, the results have been pretty good. Let's go for 60 seconds and see what happens. Is the counter checking to make sure that what's left behind is rotten flesh and unstackables? Yes, that's the idea. Okay, so we occasionally get like 2 copper ingots in here, which I'm okay with. And our block of copper is right about where we would expect. Is it possible to use overstack sorters for your ingot filter? If I knew what an overstack sorter was, perhaps. Please enlighten me, because that sounds like exactly what I've been wanting for the last couple days. It should, Eve. It should. In fact, I think it's just going to land directly to the north of the east tunnel. So it'll be like right opposite your tunnel, would be great. Okay, let's take a look at this. Leave this running in the background. Switch scenes. Go to, okay. Love cubic meter. Or okay, cool.
G'day ladies and gents, Kib. Our second innovation is related to these item filters which I demonstrated previously on how to build the ultimate storage. The basic principle is that these item filters allow you to have a very low threshold of items in the first slot, meaning the hopper can more effectively cache the items and sort them while you're doing other things. The only problem is that in order for a filter like this to work, you need to completely isolate each slice of the item filter, giving you this A-B tiling where each tile has a slightly different configuration, making it kind of a pain to build. My solution is a new invention known as the overstacked item filter. The way in which you can create these item filters is by having stacked unstackables, such as for example shulker boxes. Of course, shulker boxes would only work if you have the carpet rule stackable shulker boxes enabled. However, it turns out that it is in fact possible to obtain stacked unstackables in full vanilla by using any book with the cursor vanishing or the cursor binding. If you combine two of these books in a grindstone like so, you can obtain two of these books stacked
That's
together like so.
That's the best thing I've ever seen.
To set up the item filter, all you need to do is put in the item you want to filter, shift click in the stacked books like so, put any other unstackable in these two slots, and then you can put the dummy items in this slot. And as you just noticed, this item got sucked out, so if we just adjust the threshold using this stack of dummy items, we now obtain an overstacked item filter where the threshold can sit at an extremely low value but also suck up almost an entire stack of items at a time, and is also fully one wide tileable. The reason why the overloaded item filter works is because if you are able to obtain a stacked unstackable item and then put it into an inventory like so, this inventory will behave as if it is full, because if I unstack the unstackables and spread them out through all the inventory slots, it would still be full. If we look inside of this hopper, we can see we have two unstackables in this slot, another two here, and then this slot is almost completely full, allowing us to have an additional item to filter with. And the moment that we add one more item, we are suddenly at the full signal strength 15, and once the signal strength 15 comes through to this redstone dust here,
Brilliant.
this comparator will start reading the dust, which will override the signal from this composter, turning this torch off and allowing the filter to suck out.
Oh, but that's a bug though. Okay. So, two things in here. This relies on two different bugs to work properly. One is, of course, the stacked unstackables. The other is the undefined behavior with comparators reading an inventory through a block. If the block is powered at power level 15, it'll read that, but otherwise it'll read the inventory. And it's weird about shifting back and forth, and now you could fix that at any time. So I'm kind of wanting to stick, because I think here we've basically had no mishaps. I think we still only lost 12 copper ingots in this time. So I think this is acceptable performance. Right, so we've lost 12 copper ingots so far out of, 20,000. I think we're good. But yes, the stacked unstackables are super cool. Honestly, I'm still really happy with this honey block idea you had. Like, much simpler. I love it. It did take us a bit to get to a place where we could guarantee a falling death from mobs if they made it through. And also at the same time, we could reliably push the items out of lines. Yeah, that's not timing. That's for killing mobs that fall. Yes, diagonal item yeet was cool, but it would have required more sorters. No, it's not. Potentially, we could use those, but I'm not sure it would make any difference because these are sitting. Well, maybe it would. Okay. So, if we wanted to do double speed item filters, no, but the problem is sometimes we can pick up 27k an hour, yes, but only if they come over at a constant rate. So if we were to get like more than a stack at once, then our filters wouldn't be able to pick it up. We're auto-crafting into blocks, and so we shouldn't need a box loader because we don't have rates that high. Plus, I don't know. I like box loaders, but I have this like weird partiality to traditional items orders with just a stack of chests. I don't know why, but I just like them. So if we were to do double speed for this, and ensure these hoppers are as empty as possible, the problem with double speed is that double speed relies on this hopper to push into an inventory. I always forget how the double speed works. Let's go check Modern Survival, because I have a few there. If you're crafting them in double, yeah, because that's about less than one double chest per hour, so we can run this for like 5 or 6 hours and it'll be fine. Okay, so over here in the flower farm, we have some double speed item filters, and how are they set up? Okay, so they have... Right, okay, I remember how this works now. The way that I know how to build double speed hopper filters, they're not really sub-dicky. So then we would, if we were to do that, we'd point these down. We'd put barrels here probably. And that would allow us to eliminate a compromise of our design at the cost of having the crafter fall a little bit lower. It would have to fall a couple of levels lower, but we can live with that probably. Let's try it. Let me save off a copy of this world as it is working. That's super. Hang on. World. Name. World full mega design. Okay. So if we're going to do double speed filters, how does that work out? We'd have to do these would have to point down. These would have to point I mean, honestly, at that point, like, because we don't actually need the throughput to be double speed, we just need these hoppers to empty double speed. Which means we can kind of cheap out on this, and we can let's go back to what we just had. Stop observer. Name to start the server. Because we can buffer items in the lower hoppers just fine. Because we're not hitting 27,000 an hour. We just have to clear the top hoppers. And we can do that. If we just slightly change the way these work. Oh. Oh my. Okay. Interesting. Why is this backed up? I think that's left over from an earlier issue. Okay. So to make a double speed filter, you have to set up the bottom filters separately. So for these, we're gonna need that, and we have to use a different filter item. So we can use, for example, gray carpet. And we can just do that. And then on top of that, we can put well, okay, that doesn't. Doesn't quite work though, because these hoppers are going to stay locked, which means they'll only be able to push while the top hoppers are processing items. And if they can only push while the top hoppers are processing items, and these are processing at double speed, yeah, but if I put a hopper here, for example, this is also locked. So yeah, we do have to sacrifice a little bit of vertical space here. Oops. No. Crafter. Okay. Alrighty. Now that is a double speed hopper setup, and we kind of do the same trick because yeah. We do that and a comparator. We shouldn't get backlogged because these hoppers are going to be empty to double speed. Okay. So comparator. don't think that's actually going to power the crafter. That won't power the crafter at all, because despite the fact that droppers are, it's annoying. Okay. So if we really wanted to make this double speed, we would need in front of the comparator between the crafter and power that block. Yeah, it's not a bad idea. Okay, where'd my crafter go? No, I can't. Because we're depending on this. Yes, but it will also lock the hopper if we do that. But I don't think that's gonna work. We can try it, but the timing is gonna be weird. Stone. For this one? I would... Oh, they didn't change that, didn't they? It used to be they would pull from here, but they did change that. And then we would do that, and because mud is not a full block tall, so the hopper will still pull. So this can work. Then we would just need another comparator into the side and crafter fully blocked. So it used to be that a hopper would check no matter what was above it. But they recently changed it for performance reasons. Okay, so these are set up. Like carpets. Okay, yeah, see, this is disabling the hopper and the blocks are getting yeeted out the side. So impulse filter is the best. Okay. If that's going to be the case, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use clay pots because I don't need to get to use clay pots that often. And yeah. I love the clay pots. They, yeah, it's delightful. They match up perfectly with so many things. Okay, but what am I trying to do here? I'm trying to get these to both feed into something, which is easy enough to do, and so what we would do is we would do that, and then I missed the tangent at the start of this. Well, what was this to catch the last one in copper? So I was gonna let it be, and then you were like, double speed atom filters, and I was like, maybe we can do that. So this is your fault. Oh, never mind. Yes, Eve, I thought you were no kill. I don't know why. Okay. No, that's not what I wanted. Give me a crafter. Actually, can I do this? No, I can't. What I can do is do this. Maybe. There. Fine. Okay. And now we have something to work with. We can take a from this. We can do a comparator. Power this block, which won't do anything. And then let's see. No, we don't use a torch as we use that, and over here. This is my sort of standard autocrafter. We just have to supply an input from the side and put that in subtract mode. Poster. Okay. So now these will update double speed. Items will buffer here, and cool. So we're still not gonna. Questions that we just moved the problem. These will update double speed into 2 different pathways. So items would buffer. This path is going to go straight through. We are going to buffer items here, but only half of them, so we should be good. The thing is, I don't know if these can accept from the side. Let me check. They can't be. Cool. Perfect. Our counter is true. And reset. Okay, no kill. If this doesn't come out with 100% copper efficiency, you're bad. I was gonna say banned, but you're still welcome. Nothing will happen. But... Shit. 1 second. All right. Come in. So far, so good. Counter. We should see. Brown getting some items? Oh, duh. Okay. Proper priority. Proper priority, Ox. You know this. I love the tiny lay with huge tridents. Okay, so far no copper in the... No copper in here. Let's, run this for a second. Tick springs 2 minutes. 120 seconds. Indeed, indeed. Okay, question. Are items piling up anywhere? Doesn't seem to be. Okay, what's interesting is our rate has lowered significantly, and this is effectively at 1 hopper speed now. Because this thing goes up. I wonder if it's... There. Okay, cool. And reset. And... A little better. I It's just still piling up. And the reason this is happening is because now that this thing can pick up at double speed, it is, which means we're not using all 3 pathways into our crafter. And so, yeah, we're actually better off, I think, with single item filters, even if they do lose 1 or 2 copper occasionally. I'm a little bit surprised that... I guess we got this one. We're just not getting tridents very fast, but that's okay. Because we are... Okay, we are eating some tridents, but I'm okay with that. In reality, we'll have like a cactus or something here, and that'll give the Alea a couple of extra seconds to grab the item. A couple of extra ticks, anyway. I truly don't know. Okay, I think we've got another design. Let's see, because I'm kind of tired, so let's see who's online for a raid. Hey, I have worked hard enough to catch every copper. If you want to stand there and catch tridents, you're welcome to. Okay. Let's see. No one 8-bit. No one that I'm following. Let's see what Twitch has to recommend. Mm. Mm-hmm. See if anyone else is doing technical Minecraft. Of course, Eve. Okay. We have somebody here who's profile picture is Beethoven. And he's doing technical Minecraft. So we're gonna go raid Ludwig van 1972. And we're gonna see what it's about. Okay, let's go see what they're doing. Thank you everyone for coming to the stream. I really appreciate it. Had a lot of fun tonight. Hope to see you again. Join the Discord if you'd like to know what I'm streaming next. There's the Discord link. Of course, no kill. My pleasure. Raid. Alright, I will see you. Looks like this person is not family friendly, just a warning. I'm technically not either, just so you know. Alright, I will see you at some point. Thank you.